Disclaimer. The information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GANs processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness by giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle, which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 183rd One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace. It's Tuesday, August 17th, 2021, and this is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond. I'll be a host today. And I've joined with Mark as co-host. And I believe we're ready to present today's workshop with the Universal Council, members of the Universal Council, which will be presenting today's workshop. So let's get into that. Okay, I think we're ready to begin. Sorry, go ahead, Azar.
Hi, Rick. Hi, everyone. This is Azar, UC Farsi. I apologize if my voice is a little bit scratchy. This is a platform for One Planet, One Nation, One Race, where Universal Council connect with the languages, where we bring anything that is necessary to bring humanity to the level that can elevate to the next level, that humanity is ready for it. And at the same time, is a path that we can have many ways to reach to that level. But one thing is come to my attention, especially with what's going on in Afghanistan, is everything actually is in our own hand, and everything depends on the soul of the man and the elevation of the soul of the man. Because when we look at it, God created everything. Even everything exists in this planet, in the cosmos, in the universe, in unicos. It comes from the Creator. So, and the Creator, the only thing Creator has or is love, nothing else. But when it comes to this planet, since with the amino acid and all the interaction, a human on this planet, duality has created this thing that we call good and bad. And then the whole concept that everything that's going on that we say is not good is actually our own creation. It doesn't come from outside of us. It comes from us as human. Even animals and plants don't have that. So the only way we really can do something about anything or elevate is elevation of the soul of the man. Because when we get to that point, we don't see that kind of a nonsense. Because I've seen people here that they talk about Satan or this and that, and there are other people who are bad, they're interfering with us. I don't think such a thing exists. We created them. And then if we only, because we have a connection, Mr. Keshe taught us, I mean, in many of teaching, in each part of our brain, there is a connection to different part of the cosmos, to the Creator. And if that's only, it's love, and if we concentrate only on that, that's our freedom. And that's the way we can get out of this situation that we're creating. I mean, when I look at the panic that's happening in Afghanistan, people are trying to flee. It's all come from fear. Even the thing I see here, even in Iran, people are going about their even COVID, is all the thing I see is fear. When I look at most of the news in Iran or all the news station, all I see, I don't see anything that is talked about in any of these things that comes from love. I haven't seen anybody in any of the news, somebody, even one person, comes and talks about the love between people. Nothing at all. All you see is all about something that is not of love. So how could possibly we can create something that we want to have world peace or become a planet? So it's us as a universal council connected to all languages to elevate the soul of the man. The language we connected, that's the only way out of this. Because in physicality, in any way you want to go, there is no win-win situation. But in the soul level, we can actually pass that, because physicality is the lowest point, but in the soul level, we are so open and everything is possible. And that's the place that we see the magnetical and gravitational meet. That's the place that is 0 point, which is, there's nothingness, but it's all possible. And actually, I experienced this myself. When you go to that point, and you actually feel the freedom, feel the lightness, feel the connection, and you can move, and actually you can play with it, and you can go from a point of you can actually, if you want to, you can try it. You see, if you go to the field, just like totally, you become lost. But we go back to love, and you see the connection that you have with the Creator, and in your mind, you just feel so like a feather. Like this morning, I was in the plasma water, taking a bath because I got the COVID, the Delta one. I got it from my dad, and then suddenly I saw this. I felt I was in an ocean of water, and the sun gazing at me. And because in my dad's bathtub they have this dolphin on the tiles, and I actually went into this ocean. It was, for me, it was so real. The sun gazing at you, and then you playing with dolphin, and you can go deep into the ocean and play around. And I felt the sun on me, and then it was so beautiful. You felt like it was so real. And then I saw how we can travel in our body and mind, go in two different ways, different direction. You can be so miserable and all the fearful thing that you can create for yourself. At the same time, you can be in a different world and travel anywhere you want with your imagination, your mind, or whatever you can call it. But ultimately, is about us as a human being to move to the soul level and go up and elevate. And it's our responsibility to elevate the soul of each man on this planet to get to that point. So, and the situation I see in Afghanistan, actually, there was a gentleman I met a couple of days ago, which I wasn't aware of it, that he said he was an older guy. And he said, one of the reasons the Afghanistan is in this situation, which the same situation actually, he said, existed many years ago in Iran. But that situation had changed because during the father of the previous king in Iran, he kind of eliminated that situation that existed in Iran, which was similar to Afghanistan. Because if you look at Afghanistan, they have it looked like a tribal country. Like, doesn't have a central government, because each region have their own tribe, which they have their own kind of an army. It was the same situation in Iran many years ago. Each they call it Ostan. They had a tribal. Actually, my dad was talking about it, that like each tribe, they have even their own army. Some of them, they had 1,000, some of them had 500, some of them had 200. So the whole region was actually run by different groups, many of them. So the same situation exists in Afghanistan. Even when the whole conference in Doha was happening, it was last year, I think, regarding the peace talk they had with all of the Taliban. You could see all these different heads of different groups were attending that conference. So that's one of the reasons they have this dilemma. But what would come out of it? I just don't have any explanation of what's going on, because usually what we see in the news is not really the reflection of what's going on. So in actuality, we don't know what's going on. But one of the things I see is the panic of the physical soul that's happening at this level. So, and I wish that the soul of all the Afghan people who actually speak Farsi, speak Farsi, and that they can be elevated to the level, even people who work for Taliban, more so, to the level that they find the path that bring peace to all of them, to every single Afghani people, either in Afghanistan or even in other areas, because there's so many of them that have fled to Iran, even from many years ago. They just come here. They try to get a refuge in Iran in different areas. And actually yesterday and the day before, many of them came to the street in Tehran and Rome, and they had demonstration about the situation of what's going on. So I hope for the elevation of all the souls. So in finishing up, I just read you what is written on the platform here: One Planet, One Nation, One Race for world peace, through the beauty of the soul of diversity of the languages spoken on planet Earth. All souls are as equal and all are as creators, as they are created in the image of Creator. Thank you.
Okay, so this is Marie, the Norwegian representative in the Universal Council. I will read the wish, and which adds to the wish that Azar had for the Afghani people. We, the Universal Council, give from our soul to all souls affected by the conflict in Afghanistan, so that they can elevate their souls and find peace. And we give freely from our souls to all souls. Take what you need.
I am present.
I am present.
Present.
I am present.
I am present.
I am present.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, as Mr. Keshe said all the time, and me too. Can you hear me properly? Rick, can you hear me?
Yes, clearly.
Okay, perfect. Okay, good, because I'm outside. Thank you everyone to be here today with us. And for the new people who maybe they've never been before, this is the World Peace Project, One City, One Center. So World Peace, because as you just saw the video just now, peace means go back to our natural state. So that's why it's a World Peace Project. As you know, or maybe you don't know, every knowledge seeker had signed the peace treaty. So you can sign too, and give to your friend to sign. If this is also your vision, to have world peace, so go back to the original state. So like now we elevate the soul, we make a wish for the people in Afghanistan. So there we worked, we start to work, especially here at the Keshe Foundation. We find very important to work with the soul as well, at the soul level. So we make a wish, because our wish, our command. And definitely this is also same wish. So world peace means also stop these wars or this unnecessary suffering. This is unnecessary. We don't need to suffer. So why we want to suffer? Unless we cannot avoid it. So One City, One Center, because as you read before as well in the video, we have to share the same vision, and we work as one. And we also have to work at the matter state level, so with action. So our action have to follow our thoughts. So this project is to make our, for everyone who share this vision of world peace, this is a chance. This is a chance for taking part to make things happen. So it doesn't matter from where you're from or which part of the world you are, everyone is welcome and to join in, to share knowledge, so we can progress faster. So there is, together, of course, is easier. It's like when you lift a table, a heavy table, it's very heavy if it's you lifting it, but if you are in many people, the table becomes very light. So together we can do many things. So, and definitely no wars would be one of those. So you can take a part of this project of the Universal Enhancement Spaceship Unit. You see the picture, if you're new, you see the picture at the Linz exhibition of the two spaceship, the enhancement unit. Enhancement because they enhance the body. So our body is the Ferrari, and we just need to, like Mr. Keshe said many times, have some driving lesson. So this, you can see them simulators where they take off the fears and they make us understand how the plasma works. So we go into this new plasma era. So we stretch our knowledge further. So Spaceship, because we will learn how to also go into space. So the world, if people say this world is small, we go the universe now. So this technology is given us for free. It was never here before, so it's very new. and it's given in exchange of peace. So, and as you saw the video before, peace also means unconditional giving. So, and it said before, if you read it, that the collective of all of us, that's why one city, one center, so the all collective of all of us, if we all understand and we can, with this project, for example, put to action the unconditional giving, automatically we achieve peace. If we can get this collective unconditional giving, automatically we will have what we need at the point of need. So I just today I done something especially for the Italian community, but also regarding to the Spanish woman that she make a question last week. She said that she couldn't understand how to make donation, and if we could have done a video in Spanish. But I'm not Spanish because I'm Italian. I thought it was a good idea, and I thought I got them one, and I'm gonna show it today. So if the Spanish lady watching it, or if the Spanish community watching and know her, they can show to her this video. And this is how to make donation. So if you have money that you don't need and you want to use them for a cause that it's for the people, to the people, no profit, and all will be spent to learn more about the plasma technology, because as you know, we need a doctor to run the machine, we need premises, we need research places to understand this technology, because it's very new to us. We all have to, there's a lot to do. And then there are a lot of people who want some help in different shaping forms, and they want to have this machine. They keep saying to us, where this machine? The machine is not gonna appear on its own. We have to do half of the job. So we have to come together and create condition, because to have the machine. So like Mr. Keshe, I understood in one workshop, he said that when you work from the soul, you create condition to have what you need at the point of need. So we can do that, no problem, but we have to create conditions. So now I did it in Italian. Thank you, Rick. If you can show the video in Italian. Sorry, it was in Zoom. So what I did, I just turn on Zoom in the meeting room and record myself, and then save it to the computer and send it to Rick. So everyone can do this.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we can sort of follow along. It's let people know it's about 12 minutes long, so just be prepared for that. And okay, you're not going to translate, or we'll just play it through? Is that the idea?
Yes, because I speak a little bit in Italian, a little bit in English, so I did the both.
Okay, so, very good. Okay, let's begin. Oops. Yeah. Okay.
To last week. Okay, good afternoon. I'm going to show now in Italian how to make the donation. And this is referred to last week that we had lady from Spain that she wanted to have a better way to explain how to make donation for the announcement unit for project One City, One Center. I'm gonna show you how I did in Italian. So the only things I did, I open the Zoom and my own Zoom, and I share the screen, and I share the screen with I don't know what happened here, so I don't know if I'm still recording. Yeah, I think I'm still recording. Okay, so I just shared the screen on my Zoom with the Keshe Foundation website. So if I stop sharing, here we go. This is me. And if I, now I'm going to share, and I'm going to the Google. Oops, and now I'm in the Keshe Foundation website. So as you can see, I think here you can see Keshe Foundation, Keshe.Foundation. So this is the website. Okay, so I start in Italian. Ok, questo è un video in italiano per far capire come fare le donazioni. Quindi la cosa che ho fatto principalmente adesso è che sono andata nel sito della Keshe Foundation. Lo posso riscrivere, www. Ecco qua, keshefoundation.org. Ecco qui, questo qui, vado nel sito. Adesso vi faccio vedere in italiano come fare le donazioni per l'Enhancement Unit, per il progetto One City, One Center, che è per le persone a zero profitto. Quindi, allora, siete nel sito della Keshe Foundation. Adesso io però qui è Store, ho sbagliato, quindi adesso cancello lo Store, vado nell'org, scusate, sono nel Keshe Foundation Store, scusate, ritorno, Keshe Foundation, ecco qua, questo è il sito della Keshe Foundation, ecco qui, io clicco plasma, dove c'è nel plasma, se va nella freccetta plasma, Universal Announcement Unit, clicco qui, ecco qui, e mi ritrovo subito nella pagina dove c'è la foto dell'Enhancement Unit, Universal Enhancement Spaceship Unit. Quindi qua c'è scritto informazioni sull'Enhancement Unit, che potete magari tradurre col Google Translator. Qua ci sono i vari investimenti fatti direttamente alle varie nazioni, perché io, per esempio, per l'Italia, io sto donando mensilmente, però non ho messo Italia e quindi andrà direttamente nel mio caso è andato direttamente all'Austria. Quindi tu devi, come Keshe Foundation in generale, quindi se vuoi dare un supporto specifico devi scrivere a che nazione vuoi dare questo supporto. E qui ci sono le varie nazioni con le varie cifre di supporto. Quindi per l'Italia sono 40.010. Adesso qua sotto c'è donare. Quindi puoi o donare, e quando clicchi qua ci esce fuori PayPal, puoi donare 10, 100 o qualsiasi altro amount o cifra. Quindi puoi mettere, che ne so, 30 o 20 al mese, che ne so, 20. Puoi mettere 20, vedi? Tac. E qua puoi schiacciare Donate. Ecco qua. Qui il mio password è E qui appunto ti chiede come donare, PayPal o c'è altri modi, o con la tua carta, o ti dice, o puoi aggiungere anche conti. Io se vado avanti, tac, vedi? Vabbè, qua mi dice il mio... vabbè, qui magari mi dice cosa qua. Ah sì, qua ti dice, allora 20, io voglio donare 20 euro. Qua metto per aggiungere, faccio Italia, quindi per l'Italia, quindi qua tu puoi mettere la nazione, ecco qua. Qua ti dice che me l'hanno cambiato in pound perché vabbè sono abito in Inghilterra. Tac. Ok, qua c'è il mio indirizzo. Donate now. Ecco qua. Quindi grazie, ho donato alla Keshe Foundation del manifattore in Austria, scusate, 20 euro. Fatto. Ecco. Adesso io vado dietro. Vediamo. Tac. Vediamo se faccio così. Ops, sono uscita per sbaglio. Adesso rientro. Quindi rientro ancora. Ah, l'ho cancellato proprio. E vabbè. Allora adesso vediamo. Rientro. Keshe Foundation. Faccio così. No, sono ancora alla pagina quella iniziale. You can stop here if you want. It's okay. Yeah, it was just in Italian how to make the donation. So I don't know if you want to show the vote or do you want to tell us if we increase the vote for the announcement unit? Can you hear me or?
Oops, I had my mic on and off there for a minute. Yes, we can definitely have a look at that. Let me get that up here just a sec. So by voting, what Stefania means is there's a competition that the Universal Body Enhancement Spaceship Unit has been entered into. And this is called the Create the Future Design Contest. And it's put on by Tech Briefs and these engineering companies and various corporations that are involved in some pretty high-tech stuff. And there's 7 different categories in this contest. There's over 500 entries now. And here's the Universal Body Enhancement Spaceship Unit, its entry page. And there's some text about it and a video that can be played and so on. So we see here that you can actually vote for the unit. And if I hadn't already voted, it would be at the bottom of the page here. And there's actually a how to vote page that you can see as well here. And if you click on that, which is up in the upper left corner, how to vote, it tells you there's 3 easy steps to cast your vote. You can register and then confirm your registration by replying to the email that they send you. And number 3 step is to log in and vote on your favorite entry, which in this case, of course, is the Universal Body Enhancement Spaceship Unit. And we'll provide the links in the chat here so people can click on it and go to this unit directly and not have to look at 500 different entries. Now it's interesting, we're at currently at 158 votes for this unit. And if we look at the number of votes over here, then this is the voting scoreboard. And recently, the Universal Body Enhancement Spaceship Unit made it into the top 10 leaders of this vote. Now, this is the popular vote for this competition, and it actually doesn't influence the judgment of the competition. It's just the popular vote. But we are in the top 10 of those popular votes. And there's a good chance that we'll work our way up here with another 20 or 30 votes. We'll be up into around the number 6 position. And then it'll take quite a jump to get into up beyond that. And the number 1 is at 385 votes now. And so that's more than double what we have currently. So we're encouraging people to vote in order to get the Universal Enhancement Unit up into a top position in this popular vote part of the contest. Now it's interesting, if we look at the number of page views in this competition, we have the 1st and 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and the Universal Body Enhancement Spaceship Unit is now in 5th position in the number of views in this competition. So I think that's interesting. That's puts it in a prominent position out of 500, more than 500 different devices and concepts. This has rapidly penetrated into the top 10, and it's gone up just in the last few days. And the other ones are staying pretty much stagnant, but the Universal Enhancement Unit, people are keeping a watch for it, and more people looking at it. So it adds to the views, and I believe we'll be at the top or right next to the top by the time this contest is over in the next couple of weeks here. So that's good news. And perhaps we can go to that video that you made. Would you want to, do you want to play that?
No, because I have to say it was a little bit, would be a little bit boring for people who don't understand Italian, actually. But okay. Yeah, I will just pass on the Italian chat, but I done Italian version where I explain how to vote. Yes, so in Italian. But I saw another lady, she done even better. She didn't put any language. She just put a music on the background, and she you will see her doing step by step what need to be done. That even better, I think. So yeah, so I just wanted to say this. Great, I told the Italian community to vote because we are more than 300. Therefore, if anyone votes in the practical group, we can make number 1. So
yeah, it doesn't take that much. It takes a bit of effort to do it, and you do have to put in your email address and phone number and so on, so that they can make sure you are a valid vote. And but that's part of it. And yeah, every vote does actually make a difference in this little competition, and it's a lot of fun. But however, let me be clear that these entries will be judged by a panel of 24 judges that are engineers and scientists and pretty quality judges, let's say, qualified judges. And that'll be what really counts toward where this unit places in both the medical category and in overall. So there's an overall prize for the top unit that's the best of all these categories. And then there'll be another prize for the medical category itself. And plus there is a prize also for the in the top 10 popular vote. So we're pretty much guaranteed to get one of those prizes, which is this strange magnetic kit. Is the way I understand it. I don't know if I have that. Oh yeah, let's have a quick look at that here. Yeah, here it is. The most popular entries, the 10 most popular entries, which are already in the top 10 and we're rapidly increasing more than anyone else. The Universal Body Enhancement Spaceship unit is the fastest increasing entry of all the entries, period, in terms of the views and the votes. You know, gives a jolt by a magnetic, it's a magnetic actuator. It's like a little magnetic hammer. And that's part of this kit, apparently, that would Mr. Keshe would get from this competition. The grand prize is 25,000 US, and first place in each category is a computer workstation or laptop, which would be a high-end product, let's say, and some special software and so on. So that's about it. I think that's all I can say for now about the unit. Get out and vote if you haven't yet. It's kind of fun to participate, and then you can notate the page and watch it as it goes along and see how it does for the next couple of weeks or so. And then it'll be judged in September sometime.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want you to show the Italian translation, because there I said that I thought who become first will get a 25,000, I think, dollar. So I thought it was like this, but now you explain it better. The magnet, for sure, Mr. Keshe will love them.
Yeah, it's appropriate somehow, so it's kind of cute. It's actually a very expensive technical device. I think it's worth about 500 US or something like that. Yeah, okay, so I think that's all for now on that.
Yeah, let's hope everyone is voting. Anyway, it doesn't take much. Yeah, you have to just make your email and password and sign in first. Yeah, it would be great. Thank you, Rick. Yes, I hope to have helped the Spanish lady with the video of how to donate. And yes, I hope also you donate for the One City, One Center project, because it's a way for us to put in action what we're thinking. So it's a good way to spend the money. And also for this project, also the usual, we need to get all together, because the hope is that to have one machine for each city spread evenly around the world, and develop further nanotechnology and plasma technology, because they're very new to many of us. So we need to study, practice, develop it. So, and then also the TV, the Keshe TV, also definitely there we need a lot of funding for that too. So yes, if you can donate, please do. If you can help in any way, shape or form, please do. The only way we can do our best. Thank you, Rick. So we can go to the next slide. Thank you, everyone.
Hello. Rick, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, very good. Go ahead.
Thank you. This is Shwetanvar, representing UC Hindi language. Welcome, my dear ones. Welcome. Suswagatam to the Universal Council and Universal Council support, Universal Council knowledge Keshe Foundation knowledge seekers. One planet, one race, one nation. And today, as Rick was saying, that Jolt, our Messiah Shriman M. Keshe will get the Jolt Prize. And when I opened the page of the competition, when I see the Universal Council there, sorry, I apologize, the Universal Enhancement Unit there, I was so happy to see. And from my heart, the word came, oh, our Universal Council, it was our. So that is the beauty we have attained like a family all over the world, our enhancement, Universal Enhancement Unit for all. So please go and vote. This is the beauty which is in top within our heart and soul. So this is what about the Universal Enhancement Unit. And I want to share today a very little story about the elevation of soul. As my Messiah Shriman M. Keshe has already taught us in the Knowledge Seeker workshop, that actually the soul of the man is always elevated in the dynamic fields of the universal, unified field of the universal creator. The elevation takes place with the physical soul of man. So how, according as the condition, initiative, inertia, conduct, behavior, whatever you can say. So no word is understandable if we say how to elevate, because it is our point of view if an individual does it. So if there is a question how to elevate, then you have to be on a way to understand your situation, because all souls know how to receive and give, or in a way, the physical soul is elevated like that because it is also plasma. It knows what is wrong in physical matter, we say, what is right and what is negative and what is positive. Sometimes when the negative gives and the positive takes, and sometimes the positive gives and the negative takes, it's always vice versa in interaction, energy in charge. But to say that, how can you cannot, if we say a physical elevator is there, then you do not want to use the elevator of others, because sometimes even the outside is glittering of an individual and inside the elevator is broken in pieces and just hanging like through it, like with a wire, and because will drop anytime. So this is the elevator of one man, and an elevator of another man, of the soul in the space, a space elevator, I will say. Then the elevator is so smooth with so advanced technology with buttons, you don't know how to use. If a wrong button you push, you can go a wrong way. So there is another different elevation of different being, in a way, how they initiated, how they behave, how they conduct. Sometimes words is not understandable, and I will say that. But yes, the beauty and totality, the elevator is of the unified field of the universal creator is that you have to follow the ethos of the universal field. You have to set the rules, because there are rules in the plasma realms. And that rule is, we are not here to be served. We are here to serve. If we follow this ethos and the rules, of course, the elevation is there. So this is what I want to say, and a little story about it, a very little story, and that is, once there lived a weaver, a cloth weaver, who has two wives, and with the two wives, they have two daughters, and the elder wife and her daughter, her name was Lakshmi. Here in India, Lakshmi The goddess Lakshmi is worshipped as a goddess of luxury, money, and all. And the other, the second wife has also a daughter, and her name is Saraswati. Saraswati is the goddess of knowledge, and the elder wife and the daughter lived very luxurious life. I mean, very luxurious, as we can see materialistic life. And the daughter, the name Saraswati with her mother, always lived in pain and suffering. In a way, they do not have enough sometimes to eat, but end of the day, they share with each other what they are, the emotions, the food, everything, and they do the hard work all the day. So one day, the weaver died, and what the elder mother and the daughter does was taken all the money, all the material that was of that weaver. And then again, there was sadness with the Saraswati and her mother. One day, the mother of Saraswati has taken the cotton on the roof and for drying in a table. And then a strong wind came, and a bunch of wool, cotton, just flown to the away with the wind. And the mother said, Saraswati, please go and fetch the wool, cotton. Otherwise, there will be less cotton for the next bed. So as they are very poorly living, Saraswati was following the wind. She just running to catch the cotton which is flowing in the wind. So on the way, Saraswati meet a cow, and the cow was very in a position, very in anxiety, and said, stopped Saraswati and said, Saraswati, can you get my calf who is wandering here and there for the milk, because I cannot found him. Saraswati stopped and searched the calf of that particular cow and bring back the calf to the mother for milk. And the cow was very happy. And after some time of running, she met a banana tree, and the banana tree said, Saraswati, can you sweep the dirt out of my roots and stems, which is very ugly. And Saraswati does that. She sweeps, and then she again follow the cotton. And then in her way, she met a horse. And the horse wanted to eat something, demanded Saraswati, Saraswati, can you bring me some grass to eat? Then Saraswati stopped and cut some grass from the ground and fetch the horse. And then she was running clearly behind the cotton, which is waving in the wind in front of her. Then she met in the path an old woman, and the old woman says, stop, Saraswati, there is a pond here, can you go and bath there, and take a cloth, there are beautiful clothes here, take a cloth and do it as I say. Saraswati, as she's always obedient, she followed her, and when she dipped in the pond, she became, and come out from the water, she became so beautiful, like a fairy. And after that, she chosen the most simplest sari or clothes to wear, and then the old woman offers her a box. There are big boxes there, but Saraswati taken the smallest box because she only need that. So she's like that, a simple soul. So, and she then run away for the cotton. And after all, she got the cotton and came back with the same path. And when she was coming back, she met the cow, and the cow stopped, said, that Saraswati, this is, she gave it as a being, he was a supreme being. The cow given her a bag of gold coins, and she has walked, and the banana tree has given her a banana of gold, banana made of gold. And then when she was and the horse rode her to the home, towards the home. Please sit on my back, I'll ride you to home. And when she came back home, she opened the box, and in the box came out a prince, beautiful prince, and the prince immediately married her, and she and the mother and the prince lived happily ever after. And this has been seen by the elder mother and daughter. And the mother said, the elder mother said, those who are always in luxury, said that I am drying the cotton. If the cotton goes in the wind, follow the cotton. And the Lakshmi followed the cotton as the wind came, and she just done the opposite. She harshly said that I'll not do any work for you, and the horse, the horse not to fetch any because I have a work to do because of me, so selfish. And then even the banana tree, the urge of banana tree has not been worked out by Lakshmi. And she met the same old woman, and she tell her that take a dip in the pond, and she take a dip. She has taken several dips, and then she came out so ugly. She was changed into an ugly woman, and then she chose the most beautiful clothes. And then she when we're coming back, coming back home, and as Lakshmi was followed like that, she also followed the way, but in this way she followed the whole path, chasing the cotton. And when she came back with the box given by the old woman, when she opened the box, as the box opened, a big python came and eaten her up. So this is the way things, situation, environment, inertia, initiative works in a way. What is your perspective? What is your way of life? What is your way of living? How do you see life in your way, in a collective way? And Lakshmi was in the path of, as we say, the ethos of the unified field of the universal creator. We are here to serve, not to be served. And Saraswati was that, and I apologize. And Lakshmi was following the reverse way. I mean, the way that doesn't elevate anything. And the horse kicked Lakshmi because of her conduct, and the cow also beaten her with the horn because of her conduct. So this is what every have an individual opinion and understanding and point of view, conduct, that elevation takes place. And when the elevation takes place, we can understand how the abundance comes. So, and that abundance is forever. Nobody can take that from you. This is the universal gold that is in your hand, each and every, and the humanity as a collective. So thank you for listening to me. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute.
Okay, next we have the Bengali community. Mashfaq, are you there? Maybe he's not able to speak right now.
Hang on. My video was off, so I didn't know where we were. So, hello everyone, this is Mosfek, representing Bengali language. one of the things that we have been talking about is soul elevation of various groups and collection of individuals that would help us to achieve peace. So how do we achieve peace? With people or collection of people who are actively participating in disrupting such a condition. And at the soul level, of course, we can elevate the soul and let them participate in actions in their own way. Yes, that happens and that is happening. Now, all of us are part of this physical existence on this planet. So sometimes it may look difficult for us at the physical level to work with such conditions or such collection of people. So what do we do in these cases? I mean, where, and most of us, in one way or another, are in that situation. Let's, as an example, let's look at the current event of, the Afghanistan situation. We hear, the continuous war, which happened quite some time back, and which started, not happened, but started quite some time back. And now, we are seeing a change happening. Of course, it took a lot of time to get to where things are changing. And in some cases, we have heard that these people, the fighters in Afghanistan, and of course, it was a war situation, and there are elements in there which are not particularly pleasing, that that are stepping forward, and even before Russians and Americans or whoever came in the scene. So right now, this group of people that for us who are aiming for peace, this looks like an almost impossible mountain to surmount. Our mountain is a mountainous region to cross, but it is going in a apparently in a positive direction. Now, in this condition of war, there are obviously some people who are working towards this end. Now, do they have weapons and all the things that we don't want to be present? Yes, they do. And given the situation, the difficult situation, they are participating in it. Not, I mean, it's not just true in Afghanistan. There are a few other places still hanging on to these kind of things. But they are working with others, you know, that given this kind of situation, it's impossible to take the position of peace at the sort of like the external physical level. But Afghanistan is an example where in spite of all almost impossible odds, it is going there. And this is this a reflection of us trying to elevate the souls that are in various parts of the world? Yes, it is. But there are individuals there who perhaps, let's say 30, 40, 30 years or 20 years ago, started their journey with that kind of an intention. And what can we, I mean, we must, you know, we don't have a choice but to express our gratitude to these people who in the most difficult of situation kept our intention alive in the physical, at the physical level, but yet operating at the soul level for the peace. So sometimes some of the people at the physical level may not be directly reflecting what peace that we all want so much. But many among these people are operating at a high field strength and operating at the soul level, and with patience going through this impossible odds at the physical level. So although it may look sometimes to some of us, you know, given the present situation of the world, that we may never get there, or as we hear children saying, are we there yet? And this kind of things may come into our mind. But things can be abrupt, as is demonstrated in Afghanistan. Even a year back, people did not think that what happened would happen. But the intention in whatever form was kept alive, and when the transition came, it was very rapid. So let's once again remember that our intention, as always, is for the peace, and peace for everybody. It may take different local manifestation, but our intention in the end is peace. And we all work in our own unique way at the physical level, whether making GANs or sometimes dealing with weapons. It's kind of like the guns and the GANs situation sometimes we talk about. But the field strength remains the same, and we hold on to it, and the peace is here. Perhaps even abruptly without us knowing when it happened. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my dear Moshfik. I'm saying Moshfik in Bengali that
Hello, Shweta. Cut off there.
oh, okay. Oh, I apologize. There was a call coming. From the core of my heart and soul, love to. So I also want to add to this that the situation in Afghanistan, uh, the peaceful people of Afghanistan, and attain the peace again after years of suffering and pain. Unbelievable indeed. And now the enhancement of the people and the matter around them is also taking place. A balanced field is taking place, and as the positioning is also taking place, and the whole world is witnessing that. And the Taliban spokesperson said that now they are ready to collaborate. And as the invaders are gone, the extortionists are gone, now they are ready to collaborate with all in love and peace. And they are very righteous and truthful indeed. Thank you so much for the saying of Afghanistan, as Afghanistan has suffered the most, as all of the world suffered because of many selfishness around. But I will say Afghanistan that came out with the beauty and totality again in service to all. Thank you so much.
This is Azar again. Before we continue with the Dome of Peace, if you allow me, I just want to add a few points. Since I've been in Iran, in Tehran, and being here and dealing with a couple of different areas of what we're doing with Keshe Foundation, and also with the group of doctors we have as a head of the emergency team we have for COVID-19 here in Iran. One of the very important aspect of what we are here for, we as an entity, as a Keshe Foundation, the one planet, one nation, one race, it speaks for itself. We're trying to bring the whole planet as one nation. When it says one nation, it means one family. So one of the, how can I say it? One of the way we've been living so far, not only here, but all over the world, because we are so connected, and it seems the whole planet are on the same path. And we got to the point that we always lived under some kind of a hierarchy. It means that we always waited for someone to tell us what we need to do. And also that's what one thing that we saw separation, and we needed someone to tell us where to go, what decision to make, what should we do, what is right, what is not right. And at the same time, separation, like I am by myself and I have to do everything by myself. So what I noticed here was we have a group of say 100, 200 people who are under the supervision of some doctors here, that if anybody needs help and got coronavirus, we send the medicine, the plasma, a solution to them with the protocol and everything. So what happened, I noticed this in what happened So when we reached to someone in one of the city, because we needed to send a plasma solution to one patient, that person was not available, and then it wasn't, we couldn't reach. And finally, when I reached out to him, he said he was in an accident, and then with his father, and there was some other issues, and this was actually happening almost a month ago. But nobody knew about it. So, and then I said, so when something like this happened, one of the most important thing here is we need to communicate. We need, if we want to become a one planet, one nation, the whole thing starts here between us to act as one family right here. So the person felt, okay, so if I had an accident with my father, then I have to deal with this, then I have a shortage of material, then I have to do this with myself. So the whole thing is kind of stack up. But then if it's being communicated in a group of 200 something people with the doctors and everybody, the whole team, people come in and would help with your own condition, with whatever stuff is going on. So you would start pick up and go about your life in a more proper way. But then we got this conflict, this thing that if something happened, I'm on my own. So we have to start to have this notion that, look, we are here for each other. And the only way it is, we have to have an open that channel of communication, what's going on in your life, especially if you are in a team that work together. This happens. Don't wait for somebody tells you what to do. Opportunity comes, and think outside the box, because here there's no hierarchy, there's no boss here. There's no that, I'm the boss, you're second, you're third, you're fourth, and I have to wait. Oh, okay, because there's a doctor here, he has to tell me what to do. Because certain cases, if it has to be with the treatment, yes, you have to go to the question to the doctor. If you have a question about the patient has heart stent or have high blood pressure or have diabetic, then you send a message to the doctor what should be done about this. But then other things, we have to think, what can I do if I can solve the issue? We don't have to wait for all that comes from off. Always have to have this channel of communication. He needs any issue, it doesn't have to be okay. It doesn't sound like I'm desperate or I'm needy, but you just share in your situation so people know, and this is your situation, so maybe somebody can take over your responsibility at that moment because you cannot do it. And this is important, because at this point, if we want to have one family out of this planet, this family starts right here. If we cannot create it right here, how can we create it for the whole population of this planet? So this is something that we have to really start to take a baby steps and learn that, to communicate openly, to be very clear about our messages. And how, if you look at the mirror, how does the mirror shows you? A mirror doesn't make you bigger or smaller, or doesn't put branches on you, this and that. Mirror shows what real is. So we have to look at everything just like the mirror, the real thing, show what the real thing is, and present the real thing, and everything become less complicated. And the communication is the biggest point in our path to one planet, one nation, one race. And second thing is, we have to step out of that rule and regulation that we lived for hundreds of years under certain predisposition that I have to wait for somebody to tell me what to do. Because we are our own boss now. In many situations, you can assess the situation and make the decision and go with it. Actually, one thing I can give you example when in Louisiana, that flood happened, and that the whole part of Louisiana was gone. One of the things had happened there. There were so many people were stranded. The houses was coming to the water was coming to the houses. So there was a whole area of a school bus that were there, that these buses could come and go take the people from different areas and take them to safety. What happened in that process? Somebody in that office, when they came to them and they asked them, okay, we need these buses to go and to different area and put people in these buses and take them to safety. They were all waiting, but the main guy in the office was waiting for the signature from someone someplace else who wasn't available to sign the release of the buses. So by the time they came to get to that decision, water was all over the place. Even the area that buses were there was completely was gone. So they come to situations sometimes we cannot wait for certain things to happen. You have to use your senses. What can I make decision here? Because it's a matter of life and death. I cannot wait for a signature to be able to do this. But if the people at that point got into the buses and drove to the places and got the people in the buses, they could save tons of people. But they just wait for a signature. So these are the things we have to pay attention. What is right? What is wrong? What is the most important thing in these situations? And this is something that I noticed here, and I thought maybe it's good to bring it up, and maybe it opens something for some of you in certain location or certain area you might have certain problem or certain issues like this. Thank you.
Thank you, Azar. Hello, everybody. It's Dean here from the English language, representing the UCS. The Dome of Peace from Mr. Keshe. Please remember this Sunday and every Sunday from now on until we raise the soul of this planet to a peaceful planet. KF knowledge seekers worldwide will spread the GANS waters around the world at 12 PM CET and or 18 CET every Sunday at the same time as they choose which time to suit them. Thank you for participating in this greatest movement by the soul of the man to bring about the peace on this planet as a permanent feature of the life of this planet. So as we can see, it's a call to all the knowledge seekers. Let's together create the peace dome all over the planet. So we are spreading GANS waters. We are creating the cup 1 and 2. We are using cup 1, and we are washing the GANS water. We are creating plasma water that we then spray into our environments to bring about peace and to bring about a new condition for our environments, to bring a balanced condition. The interaction of the plasma with the creation, feeding back, helps to bring a stable, balanced position across your environments. And you're all very welcome to join. Liliana has on a Sunday at 6 PM CET, summertime at the moment. There is a guided meditation and plasma water spraying. And there's also various other time zones around the world. I haven't got it in front of me right now, where you can all come together and spray the plasma waters together and bring about this beauty across the planet. Please be So I'm just reading what's on here. Please be present if you can be. It's a wonderful presentation that Liliana gives, and it's a wonderful feeling of being together, being the family that was just being spoken about. It's being part of a family, a greater family that is all coming together to bring about a change of condition on this planet to a peaceful planet, bringing about the condition of being in harmony with all nations, with all peoples, with all languages, to create this unity of mankind being kind to itself and to the whole of the planet and all of the creatures and souls that are present with us. As you can see, Rick has got something on the screen here. Thank you, Rick. Do you want me to read this out, Rick? Shall I read this out?
Well, this is the news release from Liliana. So yeah, perhaps you could. It might be effective. Okay, so it's a Hispanic group, appreciates the support it has from the Universal Council to make the following invitation. We invite all knowledge seekers from all over the world who have cut one lot of life to a meeting via Zoom with this room number, which is 519-321-9996 and access code 984838. Next Sunday, May the 30th, 21, that date's incorrect. So we will need to change that at 6 PM CET. Objective, generate the dome of peace with all the participants. Steps to follow. Enter the Zoom room and open your camera. Focus the place where they are going to spray. So wherever you're going to spray, put the camera into a position so you can see the area that you are about to spray the GANS waters into. If you have this, place a flag that identifies your country. If you have a flag. Most people do not, but if you do have a flag, then all the better. Begin to spray and listen to the indications in your own language of a visualization to generate the dome of peace, which will include the protection of all the scientists on all forms of life on planet Earth. We will send the visualization in writing in English, and it will be distributed to the representatives of each language so that you can share it with your own group mates. The video resulting from the meeting will be, and it's got a Zoom room and a code again on Sunday, and it's saying the 22nd of the 8th, 21. But I think this is the first time it was done. So this has been going on for some time. So you're all welcome. Please participate if you can, knowledge seekers, and anybody else who has managed to create the cup of life, which, by the way, is a plasmatic cup that protects not only the environment, but yourselves, and get feedback into many different situations in your life, and will bring about, you will find wonderful qualities by producing these very special energetic plasma waters that create a very beautiful condition within your environment. And that's the whole point of the Dome of Peace, is to bring this peace to each and every position that we have, to spray the GANS waters, and to bring about this as I've said many times, this balanced position for each and every one of us. It also, as you give to the creation, you will find that the creation will feed back, and this can be in the form of all sorts of wonderful things happening in your environment. And you will find that you will sense it and feel it amongst your fellow beings, and in the fields of the fields of creation, the fields of your how you feel as a human being, or how you feel as an entity that is present in this moment, and it will connect you with all the other beings that are present and wish to be in giving to you as you give to them. So it's a way of feeding back. So thank you all very much. The Dome of Peace, it's a call to all the knowledge seekers. Please be present at Sunday, or any other time you feel free that you would like to spray the plasma waters.
Feel free to spray them at any moment in time, but it's the intention. The most important thing is with the intention of giving and a thought that I would like to bring peace to. Let's pick a position that we've been speaking about earlier on to Afghanistan. So I would spray the peace waters with an intention of I would like to give unconditionally to the Afghanistan peoples and all the conditions that are happening in and around this environment, and give freely and unconditionally from my soul to bring about beauty and peace and to the elevation of all of us and to each and every soul that's present. So this would be a wonderful opportunity for each and every one of us to just for the intention, the thought of giving to these people and all peoples that have suffering or have a condition where it's not fully imbalanced. It's just that intention is one of the strongest fields you can give. And when you start connecting with plasma water and you put the right intention forward, you can you'd be amazed. You can move mountains. You can, in the matter state condition, you can create very beautiful fields that that go well beyond just the limitations of your thoughts within the physical boundary of your body. These fields spread out far and wide and communicate with all the souls that are present. So please spray whenever you can. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you, Rick.
Hello, this is Shweta Anwar, representing again Hindi language. Thank you, my dear Dean. Very beautifully you presented. You always do that. Thank you. I am present in your wish. And let's pray together. Let's join together. We are together and we will be together forever. So, and we can see the dome is creating the beauty, the oasis. So this is, well, I will say the elevation of soul is possible. Yes, possible indeed. But this is, in this transition time, this is necessary for every individual to be in these services. So this is an invitation to join the Universal Council membership, or you can, or the Universal Council support membership. This is an invitation, an appeal of love and call of love, you can say, and especially to the younger generation. Take the responsibility, my dear ones, and be in this knowledge, receive the knowledge, share the knowledge, be the knowledge you are, and grow in this beauty and totality. So this is the invitation for all those who want to join the Universal Council membership, and anybody from anywhere can join, and this is the beauty of it. And there's the application, my dear Rick, here. The application is, Rick is opening the application, and this is the Universal Council page, and you can see the violet color, the beauty, the natural color of all that is in love. And here's the page of the Universal Council and the Universal Council support. Here is the page, and you can go through the Universal Council charter and mandate. Everything is explainable. The soul is explainable. The physical soul is explainable, as we can explain in a way, in the level of understanding, the mother, the love of the mother for the child, and the child for the mother. So this is the logo of the Universal Council, and you can see the mother taking the child with her again to the realm of love and light, as we became all like that. But in the position of majority need, this is the symbol, this is the light and enlightenment of Mitra, the friend of all. So you can see the direction we are going towards the beauty and totality, and the application is coming, my dear ones, my dear beautiful souls. All can join. We are all universal in a way. And yes, the humanities course is changing for the new cycle. In this transition, we must, this is necessary necessity to elevate your soul. Understand however it is, whatever position you are, understand it and be in the smoothest elevator ever. So this is the application page, and you can fill it with your soul pen and the pen of physicality to present to others, taking the responsibility for others. And of course, the color represents the soul of all that is. And you can fill it with your soul also. And here, that is that this is a wish of all as a collective, that to join, and maybe to join the Universal Council membership and Universal Council support membership, as we all wish for humanity as a collective universally. So this is the beauty of it. And a delay maybe have taken place too, but the applications are received, and any time, any moment in this beauty in totality, this will open up and as a gift of everybody who wants to be in the services. So Rick, we can go to the next slide of the link pages. Fill this form, my dear. Take the responsibility, because this is the time to take the responsibility. The courage is here. The virtue of the heart is the courage. Links to the document, the UC Charter, the explanation of soul, a kind of like a mother and a child, the explanation of love, kindness, care, all that is. The Universal Council mandate, which is very necessary to understand from the core of your heart and soul. And the Earth Council constitution, which is very, very necessary to understand, and to understand in a way that as we are becoming one planet, one nation, and one race, as every piece of land will be an oasis to stand by for the knowledge, for all that is, from getting out of the pain and suffering, and then leap out to the universal community with no bondage at all. So this is the EC Constitution. We must go through it. All of us must go through it. And finally, the peace roadmap, the beautiful golden radiant peace roadmap, the road we are walking with my Messiah, Shriman and Keshe, and all that are in love is love. Always it will be love. And this is the Silk Road. You are walking, and there are gardens like paradise. Never before. So this is the way, the gold from inside coming out, and nobody can take it. There will be no theft at all. This is the gold, the freedom of this gold is. So be in this path, my dear ones, and feel the peace inside you. And in the left, right hand side, there's the link of the active Universal Council members. Anybody can contact any Universal Council members, as most of us know the English language and other languages too. Those who want to contact, they have their Universal Council members, and more will be coming. More will be joining very shortly, I will say. So please ask or give us an advice or share something with us. These are the emails you can access anytime, any moment. So we are all here to attend. So this is the way things are going, and just stand by and wait for the beauty and totality that is, we are seeing already as the enhancement unit is like we have said, the family has begun. So thank you so much, my dear ones. Thank you so much, beautiful souls. Suswagatam, welcome again. Thank you very much. Thank you, my dear Rick. If somebody have to say something or even advise or share beauty, or they want to share something they made or needed to share, please do share. Welcome.
Okay, thank you, Sweta. Our attendees here in the Zoom can put their virtual hands up, and there's a hand that just went up now with Salamia. If you would like to go ahead.
Hello, Rick. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Sveta. And I thank to all Universal Council for their wishes concerning this situation from Afghanistan. And I would like to put a wish to elevate the soul of all leaders from America and from NATO countries and from Asian and European together to be wise and do not use the guns which we create and they created, and they need to experiment. Sometimes people experiment their guns by created conflicts. And if we have guns, it's time now to stop to make them functional. My wish today is that plasma science will enable all guns from the world and replace guns with plasma created from guns, water, to elevate the soul of the planet, the soul of each citizen, of each human being, and create balance, equilibrium between men and women. Elevate the woman, put the priority on women, because they were left behind during the history. Now it's time to create equality of gender and balance. Now it's time for balance at the soul level, and our unit of enhancement and dome of peace are real instruments to create this peace. For this reason, during my teaching last Saturday, I ask, and we just vote for this unit of enhancement, because Adrian from Romania, from Bragadiru team, is a helping nature, and always when somebody needs help, he's the first one to help. And I hope that all community will do the same and will vote for our spaceship enhancement unit, and also to participate on Sunday, together with me for a Spanish meeting, and to spray from the soul, to give free from the soul, to put peace on each soul from this planet, especially on the leaders, political leaders and spiritual leaders, and to all beings, animals, plants of this planet. This planet needs equilibrium, this blue planet needs equilibrium between magnetical and gravitational. This is peace between rich and poor, and especially between science and theology. Solution starts from our spirituality from our soul. So we need solution right now from the elevation of the soul of the planet, from the elevation of the soul of humanity as an organism, common organism. We are just one body, humane body. We do not need to struggle, to have conflict, just to love each other, just help each other, understand each other, and give and receive all what we need in order to create solidarity. Thank you for listening me, and I hope that our wishes from today will become reality very, very soon. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Salamia. Is there anybody else of our attendees that would like to raise their hands and ask a question or make a comment? Okay, I'm not seeing any open questions so far as I can tell. Is there anything else from the people of the Universal Council that you'd like to say for today? I guess not, apparently. Okay, well, perhaps we can wrap up. We're at the 2-hour mark, and that's what we're trying to keep these workshops to. So get the screen back up here.
Sorry, Rick. I'm not sure about my English. So all guns will not be in function right now because we have this power, each human being, to stop this at the soul level and do not use any arms, even at the soul level arms. Thank you.
Yeah, one thing we discovered with the working with the last 182 of these programs is we try not to use a negative wish. In other words, we don't wish for something not to happen because the soul doesn't work that way. It doesn't work in negatives. It only works in a positive, moving forward with joy kind of way of engaging. So we have to find a way to word it to include the laying down of weapons, but not to command others to lay down their weapons as a wish, but to elevate them and their leaders. And that's the way to approach it, because then they'll naturally drop their weapons if they're in an elevated condition. There won't be any need for weapons then.
Yes, can you help me to rephrase this wish in a positive way? Maybe it will be better to do like this. Thank you very much.
Well, that's a good exercise, that's for sure. We spent in this group untold hours reworking various wishes to try to make them more inclusive. And the other issue that comes up is when we wish for something in one part of the world or for one country or one group of people, any group of people, then that automatically means that we're ignoring the rest of the people. So if we ask for elevation of just the leaders of Afghanistan, for example, then we're forgetting about all the other world leaders that also need to elevate themselves about their position and so on. So it gets a little tricky with these wishes as a soul wish to come from a deep place in a positive way and still address what seems to be imbalance in the world, but yet in another way, it's already all in balance. And all we have to do is attend to it and witness it and reveal it for what it is. And it all seems to play out kind of on its own. But we feel as humans, we have to take action and interject and kind of help others. I mean, it's natural to want to reach out and help other fellow earthlings here on this planet. So, but we always have to tie in, I think, that for unconditional love is unconditional, and it means that the benefits go out to all beings everywhere. In spite of us trying, we can try to focus that and try to concentrate that energy in one area, perhaps. But if it's unconditional, it goes out as unconditional love, and it gets accepted by those that receive it. And it may not always be easily directed that way. Maybe it's not even possible to totally direct it, or it might not be, what's the word for it, advisable to do it that way. There might be karmic repercussions, let's say. The same as the idea of changing a storm, changing a tornado, or a incoming storm, and making it so it doesn't rain or some other weather change. It might be good for your area, perhaps, if you're able to do that, but you don't know the repercussions and how it's going to affect the neighbors in the neighboring county, the neighboring community, and perhaps they'll increase their rain or decrease their rain too much and cause an imbalance in other places due to our limited vision of how we would like to have things work out in our favor. Anyway, it's something to think about. Is there any other comments from others about that? We do have a hand up here as well. Perhaps one of the Universal Council people would like to comment on some of the earlier work that was done toward making these wishes and how Salomia could formulate her wish more exactly for perhaps a more effective result.
Well, Rick, can I say something? Hello? I will say, my dear Salomia, thank you. I will say, Salomia, you can organize your intention in oneness, and then in a neutral way, as Rick said, that even in Afghanistan, as we see the invaders are gone and the population is again in peace, even we wish for the invaders too, that they should go in a way in an enhancement in peace, so that they do not regret what they've done. So it will be in all the way, all the leaders, all the people, all humanity. So you can make a wish like for all, again, with the intention neutral in a way. This was hard for me before, but this is now understandable. You can make that wish in a way. First, make the wish and then see what you wished for, and then say it like that. The intention should be very clear, and it should be from within. That is the most important thing. So I will say, Salomia, you can do that, and I am presenting your wish. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Maybe to transform guns in guns which create plasma, which is a way to create peace in all soul, animals, human being, plants, and at the planet level.
Yes, go with the
like this.
Go with the simplicity. We are all plasma beings. Gans is in the matter state. Gas is in the matter state. If you go in the complexities, then we indulge in many more things. If you go in the soul way, as we are a universal being, then the intention is more clear. You know, the field strength will be more effective in a way. If you explain yourself about the guns, we are the what we are, then it will be difficult. If you stay in the oneness of the soul of the man, merging with the physical soul and with the universal creator's unified field, then make the intention and forget about even the matter state you are. Then you can make the wish, and it is effective anyway. So I will say, if this is my level of understanding, this is my point of view.
Thanks.
I think that's a valid point of view. I think that makes sense. And the less we pay attention to the details and go for the deeper understanding and actually address the soul of the beings that are involved, rather than the soul of the physicality or their physical habits and things they're doing and behaviors, but actually address their deepest point in their soul and elevate from that position, rather than trying to micromanage by doing activities that we think will help in some manner, because it may or may not. Of course, we can still do those things. We still spray the ganses and spread the knowledge and so on and so forth. But we also, when we make these deep wishes, there's a certain detachment at the same time as having that. It's like having the deep emotion, but having detachment from the specific situation. Like was brought up, we think we need to make sure that they don't have weapons in Afghanistan, but maybe it's more important to focus on the other countries to make sure that they're not interfering in the process that's going on in Afghanistan with the people that are actually living there, and so on and so forth. It can get kind of convoluted and involved, and where do we actually place our attention and our focus in elevating this leader or that leader or this group or that group? And I think it's better to kind of we can mention those focus points, but we always have to bring it back to being for the benefit of all beings everywhere. the actual wish has to be for the benefit of all beings everywhere, dedicated to that. Otherwise, we get attachments to it, and that can bring reversals of the original wish and so on and so forth.
Great.
Okay.
Lovely. Yeah.
Okay, we have a hand up here, so we should let Ronald go ahead and could you go ahead and unmute there, Ronald? Says he has a medical question. I'm not sure if we're able to answer medical questions here, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. How you doing, Rick? How you doing, everybody? Family?
Yeah, if you could say who you are and where you're from, that'd be good too. Thank you.
Oh, this is Ronald from New York again. I had spoke with you like a couple weeks ago concerning my son and his mental problem.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, I had another question in regards to him. One of them, he had a heart transplant like over a year ago, and one of the medication has the side effect is like it can lead to diabetes. So recently, yeah, it's like now starting up. So we're trying to like change his diet a little bit different. But I wanted to know with the plasma technology we start to use it, if that will help towards balancing him out too when coming to that area with the blood glucose being high.
Well, we're not medical experts, and we don't give advice, even if we are on this program in public for any kind of medical condition, because we don't know what the condition is. We'd have to get a full report from the doctors and to agree to take on the case, and there's a whole involved thing. There is an email address we can give you that you can write to. They may or may not be able to get back to you. The doctors that the Keshe Foundation does have are very busy, and they're completely overwhelmed and can't take on new clients, generally speaking.
Okay.
And there is information on the KF Wikipedia that you should check out if you want to follow your
definitely
program. And you can look up diabetes in particular. There's a whole section on that.
Okay, great. I definitely will.
Okay, let me see if I can find that email address for illnesses, I believe it's called. Just a second. Oh yeah, it's pretty simple. It's health@spaceshipinstitute.org.
I didn't understand you. I'm sorry.
I'll put it in the chat here.
Okay, thank you so much.
It's oops. There it goes.
Dear Ronald, I want to say that, hello, Ronald, can you
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, dear Ronald, my dear Ronald, I wish for your son's well-being as soon as possible in the joy and happiness. So I wish for you that. And you are
thank you so much.
Yes, you are a concerned
Same to you.
father I am. I know the situations. Thank you for accepting. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Namaste.
Thank you, Rick, for the email address.
Yeah, I'm just putting it into the other chats there as well. There we go. So health@spaceshipinstitute.org for illness-related inquiries.
Thank you.
And the KF Wikipedia is pretty easy to find now. You can put in KF Wiki in Google and it tends to come up. So
KF Wiki. Okay.
You can also look on the Keshe store and look into some of the cups that are available there. I'll just say that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the information. Greatly appreciate it.
You're welcome, Ronald.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there anything else we should be bringing up here? We do have the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group coming up starting at 7 a.m. Central European Time, as usual for the last 7 years or whatever it's been. And I invite people to attend if you would like to share some of your plasma technology replications, or if you have any questions or comments or topics you'd like to bring up that are related to the plasma experience. We're happy to entertain them, and it's for beginners and experts alike. Anyone who would like to just interact with other knowledge seekers that are have some knowledge and experience with the plasma technology. Still waiting for someone to reveal their flying saucer in that group, and I invite them every week, but so far no takers. But could be any day now. I know there's one in the garage out there somewhere. Okay, anything else before we wrap up for today's workshop?
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Meredith.
I was hearing about Afghanistan. I don't know exactly what's happening, and I don't read medias. I was thinking maybe we need close to the word peace, the more the word justice, because there is such injustice for these people who don't have education, who cannot breathe all the time. They have been generally, they have had to support, they have to subdue the wars of different places because they have a plant called poppy, and some others because they have petrol, and some others because they have means. And who gives the information? Or who can judge? The thing is, there have to be a justice before there has to be a peace, because they go hand to hand. Justice for all people. If we are all the same, we have to have the same right for education, for breathing, for having security, for having minimal base of health, and provide for the family. And it's a sad reputation of misery over Afghanistan. And I don't know exactly what's going on, who says what from his side. But what I see is the people, again, who are so busy with war, they don't have the wit to feed themselves and their children. And that's the thing which I see in all that, behind all this, the smokes of news. Thank you. There is another thing.
Yeah.
We can wish something, and we can wish something from the bottom of our hearts, in urgence from our souls. These are different. So I wish from my bottom of my heart for the children, women, and people of Afghanistan and all other countries to have peace and liberty and justice. Yes, excuse me, I caught you. Rich. I agree with what you said also.
Okay, thank you, Marinus.
Hello?
Yes, thank you, Marinus.
Thank you. Like these people have never been paid for the sorrow they have suffered.
Marinus, I think we need to end the show now and not talk about the suffering and sorrow and sadness and drudgery of the world, because these souls have to go through what they have to go through, and every soul has to go through what they have to go through. And talking about the misery and sadness and sorrow and misery and sadness and sorrow is not going to solve it.
Oh yeah,
and this is what you do every week, is you drop this in at the end of the show, the sorrow, the sadness, the sorrow, the sadness. And I would rather end the show in an upbeat way. And we were doing pretty good. So I just like to say that I don't appreciate the sorrow and sadness at the end of the show and just dropping it in like that. It's not a nice way to end the show.
Yeah, in fact, I'm not
upset.
In fact, I'm not in the news. I just don't care about the news. But the good things about it is the Afghan people are amazingly courageous and optimistic, and they are afraid of nothing.
They look pretty happy right now that the U.S. has left. They look happier than they ever been, probably. So why would you bring up their misery? That's what I don't understand. Let's bring up their happiness. Let's bring up the joy that these people have right now. They have their liberty in a way. They got what they wanted. They finally have the U.S. out of their country. So this is a time of celebration for most of them.
Yeah, but I thought about the Yemeni children, those who are empty with no shoes.
Okay, we can talk about Yemeni, we can talk about Somalia, we can talk about all of the poverty, the misery, the ugliness, the terribleness of the world. Do you want to continue with that for a few more minutes? Do you want to make everybody feel ugly and terrible and miserable about it? Why won't you talk about joy rather than misery? This is what I don't understand.
The suffering we have had are those.
What's that? Are you suffering right now? Are you suffering right now? Is it your suffering you're talking about, or everybody else is suffering?
Absolutely not, because we have the way to feed people. We have to take care of their health. But we have had that issues before when I was young and I'm sensitive. Now we have the techniques, we can take care of all that. So I'm not a bit sorry, but I hear the things, different news, and just about that, just answering this news. We don't know who makes it, from what point of view.
Yes, and for what purposes, to evoke people's emotions and make them feel sad and pitiful of other people and so on and so forth. But what I'm trying to say is you can elevate yourself and others by looking at a more joyful point of view. We don't have to look at the negative side. I mean, we can appreciate it, we can acknowledge it, but we don't have to dwell on it. We don't have to go with what the news says and dwell on all the negativity. And we can see that from the pictures that there's actually better things going on now than there was before in many ways that I see. There's less violence going on, and it's a peaceful transition going on, and it's quite amazing, actually. And we're going to see a lot of transformations through Afghanistan. They might end up leading the world in transformation of society. Who knows?
Hallelujah.
I think that's the way it's going to be. I look at it very positive for that country. In a way, it can only go up. So why would we drag them down into their own misery? Why would we remind them how miserable they are? Maybe they aren't miserable. Maybe that's just our impression of them. It's like a North American impression of people in Africa that are living in poverty. Oh, the poor people in Africa. When they smile, they get better teeth than the people in North America. So, you know what, yet we criticize their culture as being backward and not having enough nutrition and, you know, starving and so on and so forth, when they actually have better nutrition than they do in North America. So this is part of our cultural conditioning due to listening to too much TV, basically. So we need to change our perspective and put out positive energy that allows others to elevate so that they can change their own lives, but from a deep soul level, not to micromanage other people's lives, because they have to go through what they're going through because they're a soul like we are. And we all go through our own traumas and own miseries and so on. And we all have to lift ourselves up. No one's going to do it for us. Each one of us have to lift our own self up and elevate ourselves so we change our perspective and we don't get sucked down into that negativity that's always being broadcast at us. We can rise above that. We don't need that. We can just drop it, basically. And when it comes up, yeah, we acknowledge it, we recognize it, we know that that's going on because we're aware and we're smart, but we don't have to dwell on it. We don't have to identify it and make it our own. And it's, you know, a cause of our more suffering, because that just adds to the suffering of the world. And we don't need to add to the suffering that's already there. We need to elevate ourselves so we don't add to the suffering. This is my point.
Yeah, I agree. I agree totally.
Okay, I don't mean to rant on about it, and it's nothing personal at you at all, Marinez. It's just
I know.
The whole world's kind of gone negative in many ways. Not the whole world, but many are influenced, and we need to recognize, each of us, that we can take control of our lives and our emotions and elevate ourselves and not dwell in negativity, which has been the tradition for many, many millennia, perhaps. I think it's time now that we detach from those old conditions and move toward a new way of moving forward with real positive joy. Because we do have the technology, we do have the knowledge, we do have all the skills and abilities to move forward in that way at any point and position on this planet and probably in the universe, hopefully working toward that point. So this is it's a different time in your history, and it's in a way a big opportunity that we have to change everything by changing ourselves, by going inward and actually making the hard changes of looking inside and looking at our own attitudes and looking at our own frictions that come up and finding out what is unconditional, what is not unconditional, and so on and so forth. And we are fortunate to live in this period of Earth's history, and it's amazing every day in terms of the changes that are going on.
Exactly. We have the help.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And nobody can stop it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Okay, well, I guess that kind of stunned everybody quiet. I made them all quiet, Marinez. Thank you for the interchange, Marinez.
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We are all together in this. Thank you.
It's all one voice when it comes right down to it.
Rick, it's Dean here. Can I quickly just say a little thing that today I was working with some Middle Eastern people and some African people, and they were the sweetest, giving, beautiful people you could ever wish to meet. They did everything they possibly could. They treated you as a brother, as a friend, and it's hard to express. I've never met them before in my life, and they were very, very kind and beautiful. And never judge people just because they live in a different land. It's ridiculous. Everybody, many peoples around the world are incredibly beautiful, and they all have their beautiful ways, and we all live in environments that make conditions. So when you understand that conditions are made through exactly what you've been speaking about, Rick, through the thoughts and intentions, and keeping, sorry, so just a tractor going past, and keeping the joy in your heart, no matter what. I know it's difficult at times, but it makes such a huge difference. And those fields, those vibrational fields, that elevation goes across and reaches everybody. So be uplifted. Nothing's right and nothing's wrong. And it's happened to all of us many times in our existence, where things happen in the field strength and you think, wow, what's going on? And it seems very hard for you, but in reality, sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. It's a beauty. And many things are happening across the planet, and many peoples are awake and are beautiful and are joyous, that regardless of the situations they find themselves in. They live this way, they live the ethos, and it's incredible to see it and to be part of them. Thank you, Rick. In love and joy for everybody, always.
Okay, do you think, sir, go ahead, Marinus.
Thank you for the sharing. I think gives some animation and debate and different points of view. But the intention is the same, so that's the nice part of it, which is enriching.
Yes, that's what keeps us all together, I think, is we all have the correct intention here, because we wouldn't be here otherwise. Okay, I think we should wrap things up then for today. I was going to play one ad to take us out with, and for the MagGrav's Energizer and Alkalizer. And so thank you everyone for attending today's 183rd One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace here on Tuesday, August 17th, 2021. Thanks to the Universal Council for presenting today's show. And thank you for questions and comments from people. And I think that's it for today. See you next week at this same time and place for another installment of the One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace. And of course, don't forget to attend the Knowledge Seekers Workshop at 9 a.m. on Thursday, August 19th coming up. All right, I'll play the ad and we'll end the show. Bye for now.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you, everybody.
Water is the foundation of our life. It is part of every living creature. Pure water gives you the energy of nature. Now you can have this energy in your home. The Keshe Foundation Alkalizer and Energizer is designed for your daily well-being. It increases the pH of the water so your body can absorb more oxygen and stay in its natural condition during the day. Keshe Foundation Alkalizer and Energizer. Be pure like the water.